very safe plate. And I'm gonna spray this with some cooking spray, sugar, flour, eggs, butter, and almond extract. You know how, like, when you were a kid, your parents or teachers or whatever would be like, you know, when you can be anything when you grow up. You could be the president or you could be a doctor. Bullshit. Because I want to sing on Broadway. Like, I want to be in Broadway musicals, the lead. I would take secondary roles initially and then work my way up to Hamilton. But no, I can't. I can't sing a note. I'm so bad. I'm so bad. But that's why I am an excellent lip syncer. Because it's as close as I can get. If someone could pay me to just lip sync, that's what I do. Dudes, I'm filming. Anyway, thanks for attending my TED Talk. If you hear of any lip syncing competitions with like a prize at the end, message me. We're gonna make the icing for the top chocolate. I'm making like a chocolate fudge icing because that's what Vaccara's does. And I think that kind of is great. Most of the time what you're gonna find on an eclair is just like a ganache, which is basically just melted chocolate. So, which is totally fine, of course, delicious. But what I'm doing is I'm gonna make it into an icing. So I have melted 2 cups of Trader Joe's semi-sweet chocolate chips. It melts really well. And I'm gonna put that into a bowl of my stand mixer. Of course, I had to, melt it in the microwave, so I had to melt it in a different bowl. I've currently been kind of obsessing over a lot lately. One of my all-time favorite songs, which is Somebody to Love by Queen. Love that song so much. But Freddie Mercury, other than Bohemian Rhapsody, which we all know how to do, he's tough to lip sync. And I would know because I lip sync a lot of stuff. I think I got it down. I think I got it. Okay, so we've put in our 2 cups of melted chocolate. To that, I'm going to pour in a 1/4 cup of warmed up, just slightly warmed up, just so it's not cold, cream. I'm going to add that in. Then we're going to add in, well, let me mix this first. So one thing at a time. Okay, so I've got the cream mixed in. I'm going to add to that a stick of butter. Softened butter. 1 stick. Going in. Okay, butter is incorporated. Now we're going to put in about a 1/4 cup of confectioner's sugar. And the last thing we're going to add to that is 1/8 of a cup of corn syrup. I don't have 1/8 of a cup. I have 1/4 of a cup. So I'm just going to guesstimate here. No big deal. Corn syrup. Not sure what happened with that recipe, but after I added the corn syrup and mixed everything together, it was very, very, very thin, which is not what I was going for at all. So I double-checked the recipe I was basing it on, and those were the measurements. But I added what amounted to probably at least 2 more cups of confectioner's sugar, which is actually the right ratio when you're making frosting, like butter to confectioner's sugar is like a 1 stick to 2 cup kind of thing. So, and it tastes good. It's a little bit of an odd consistency, but it tastes good. Now I'm going to put it in the fridge. It might get too hard at that point, in which case I will just add, a tablespoon of hot water to it at a time to kind of loosen it back up. But, you know, doctoring things up is part of it. Usually, if I have a failure point when I'm making eclairs, because I do them sort of differently every time, it's usually with the pastry itself, deflating in the oven or never rising, something like that. So this time the pudding consistency came out a little bit wrong. I might blame Trader Joe's for that. To think about it, but give me a second and we'll put one together real quick. Okay, so again, the pudding has been in the fridge, so it has thickened up just a little bit, still too thin, which I can fix tomorrow when I do the rest of them. If it's not thick enough, I'll just make another box of the pudding mix and just put in a little bit less milk so it's thicker, and then mix it together to get it thick again. But chances are it'll be fine once it's in the fridge overnight. So we're going to get another pastry bag. This tip is actually meant for filling things, but again, you don't need it. You can just do a small opening on a Ziploc bag or a pastry bag. I don't need one this ginormous because I'm only going to fill one right now. So you're going to put a little bit of the pudding mixture in here. You can see how loose it is. We're going to stick it back put this tip here into the hole that we made earlier. We're going to put it in here. Just if it doesn't fit, just make it fit and squeeze. If you watch baking shows, you know one of the mistakes is not putting enough in. But if you put too much in, it'll start either pop it open or it'll come spilling out of the sides. I'm just kind of squeezing gently. And it's just sort of a judgment call at this point to see how much you want to fit in there. Okay. So it's in there, it's heavy. And then I had yet to put the frosting in the fridge yet, so we're just using it like you saw it before. And I'm just gonna, tomorrow or when I display these, I would put this into a pastry bag also, just so it'll be pretty, you know, when I put it on the top. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired. So, but right now I'm just gonna blop it on there. Oopsie. You get the gist. Why is it falling all over the place? It's clean. Anyway, such a weird consistency. No one will care, however, when they taste them because they're pretty good. Okay? It's not Vacaro's, but it's not far off. I was gonna say something else. What was it? Oh, you might not want to put these together until you're ready to serve them. Certainly don't fill, the shells will get soggy. So you just can leave them on the counter or in the fridge overnight and then fill them, you know, when you're ready to serve them, because as you can imagine, it would get soggy in there. So yeah, chocolate eclairs. Let me know if there's any ideas you have for anything you'd like to see. I think I'm going to do something for Valentine's Day. Like maybe like a slightly fancy dinner-y type thing. And like, I don't know, maybe if you have any thoughts, let me know. Bye. Real quick, I wanted you guys to see what they look like cut open. Just how nice and full they are with the cream, how pretty they look, how yummy. So just go make them.